Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the next topic, that is the initiative, and we are at the 8th example of our topic. E4, E5, D4, E takes D4. White intends to go for the move C3. We are at the Danish Gambit here. D takes C3. White often goes for the main move Bishop C4, which is considered to be the main line of Danish Gambit. But here White decided to play the move Knight C3, which I feel is in many ways superior, and it's a very interesting gambit to play as White. Black has a way or two to equalize or get close to equality, but the positions are not to everyone's liking. Here Black can go with the move NC6, which happens to be the main way. This bishop can choose between three ideas: Bishop C5, B4, or just D6 and BE7. The game which today we are taking is with the move Bishop C5. Black played BC5 in the game. White goes Bishop C4. Instantly he creates a threat: Bishop F7 check, KF7, Queen D5 check, winning the bishop on C5. Black decides to respond with NE7 to stop the check on D5. If Black goes NF6 here, then E5. Many players fall victim to this trap. Now if Knight G8, then same. Bishop F7 followed by Q D5 and Q C5. And if Q E7, which looks quite holdable position, but after the strong Queen E2, we see that this knight on F6 has to go back to G8, allowing White a very strong position after ND5 right now, or after NF3 castle ND5, when we can say that White is clearly better. After the move NE7, White immediately is in the control of some initiative. He starts with some forced moves. There comes Bishop F7 check, King takes F7, and now Queen H5 check, simply using a double attack on the king and the bishop. So we can say that the move NE7 is a mistake. But this game has much more to it, and we will see how White uses his activity and snatches the initiative totally. So here if G6 is played, then after Queen takes C5, we will see that the G5 and H6 squares have become holes, and after D6, the odd looking Queen E3 turns out very nicely, because now KG7 will be met by Queen H6 check. White will soon go NF3 castle and break the position by E5. Many a times NG5 will be very strong. So Black refrains from doing G6 in the game. Black tries to trade the queens and go for an equalizing idea. Knight G6, and now White plays another fine move, Queen D5 check. If instant Queen C5, then the rook could come out to E8 and the king would hide to G8, whereby Black would be absolutely fine. So first White forces the king behind, King E8, Queen takes C5, D6. Of course Black tries to gain as many tempo as possible and develop his bishop and knight quickly. White goes Queen H5, keeping the knight pinned. Soon he will follow with NF3 castle, and as I said, E5, trying to break the center. Black goes Queen H4. Decent attempt by Black to trade the queens and equalize the position instantly. But White refrains from the exchange. What should he do with his queen? Instant exchange is no good. Queen cannot be supported on H5. So the queen should retreat to such a place where it will be near the center. It will not block any of his own piece, and it will also not get attacked again and again. So White plays Queen E2. Point is simple: if Bg4 there is a small trap, then QB5 check wins the B7 pawn. Black went NC6, Knight F3, and here Black should have just played QD8, but I think he must have worried about QD8, Bg5. When White's development is complete, he will castle. See, the position would have been roughly level if Black could castle. But the main problem is the king in the center, which allows White a strong initiative. Black goes Queen E7. After this, White never gives Black any chance in the game, and we see how the initiative is transferred into a strong attack swiftly. Knight D5, attacking the queen. Again Queen D8, then Bg5. So Black plays Queen F7. This queen placing on D7 is very bad. It not only obstructs his own bishop on C8, the queen itself is not well placed. Soon the queen finds itself in some trouble. Very difficult to see how, but this is how master players think. They are not going to go with the conventional moves like castle or bg5 here. Seeing black's poor development, like the poor placing of queen on d7, white decides to look for tactical ideas. He goes knight g5. Very strong. Of course, h6 is very bad. It can be met the same way like in the game. Black played knight e5. He is in hurry to drive this knight on d5. Also, we had discussed the lesson of outpost. So this knight we are seeing, it's on an outpost now. Knight on the open file supported by pawn. It's occupying a strong outpost which is centrally located, plus it's on the 5th rank. White to play. I hope you must have found the move. White has the very strong knight e6. This was one of the ideas of getting the knight to g5 using instant tactics. If queen takes c6, then knight c7 fork, winning the queen, and these knights now guard plenty of squares near the king. First threat is knight c7 check. It's game over now. Black tries to fight, but already he is too late. c6, knight dc7 check, k e7. Idea is simple. If king f7, then the knight would have moved with the check on g5. So first bishop g5 check, then king f7. The point is that now there is no knight g5 check. But we can already say that it won't make much of a difference. Maybe knight into 8 is what black was counting on, when after queen e6 he still has some play. The position is bad, but he has some play. White is not interested in winning the cornered rook on 8, and he goes for a full-blown attack. White finds the strong move f4. It decides instantly. Now the idea is f5, knight moves, queen h5 check. White is about to mate black. So black goes with the move h6, just f takes e5, h takes g5, knight g5 check. Black has to safeguard his king, so he goes king g8. Even we see that a8 is hanging, so knight f8 can allow, we can say, castle check, kg8, and it will become same like the game. The rook will be extra useful. So black went kg8. As I said, white is not even bothered with the knight on 8. He goes qc4 check. Typical master play, not wanting for excessive material when the black king is already, you can see, unsafe. Only move d5, e takes d5. After the move knight e5, white has made a small but elegant calculation. D takes c6, d takes c6 check with the queen, knight takes c4, c takes d7 trying to queen the pawn, thus bd7 force, and knight takes 8. White will be a full rook up. Black played cd5, which is hardly any better. Knight takes d5, and now he went with the move knight e5. Black was faced with the threat of nf6, so he thought, let's attack the white queen. But nevertheless, we can see knight f6 check. It's a double check. King has to move, and knight takes the queen with a check, not allowing black to go knight c4. Here black chose to resign, but we can see how the game moved very swiftly after the move knight g5. White grabbed the initiative and concluded the game in a forceful manner. I hope you will find this lesson useful and instructive. Thanks for your time.